I must ask, if you or your loved ones are weak of heart or of delicate persuasion, do stay away. The alien extravaganza may be too much for you.
It'll be nice to see some animals in person.
Welcome, welcome. Let me ask you a simple question, friend. Are you prepared to see something so wondrous and strange that you're sure never to forget it? I'm offering you the chance to see something truly exotic and unique. Now, a small remittance is involved, yes, but if you allow me to explain, I think you'll agree it's a price that's more than fair. With pleasure. We got animals from the deepest, darkest corners of the settled systems. What you'll see will delight and amaze. Just a modest fee, and you can feast your eyes. I envy you, truly, for this opportunity. Absolutely. There's a reason folks around here call me Honest Earl. Step right through this door and take as long as you like perusing the menagerie. Oh, and please don't attempt to feed the creatures. In fact, it's best if you don't touch them, either.
Admission is kind of cheap. It's probably worth a laugh, at least. I'm surprised there's a place like this in Aquila.
Overall, I really like it here. I think the Free Star Collective suits me.
There's just so much to do in New Atlantis. I can't believe we bumped into you.
And here, of all places. I hope you didn't buy a ticket.
Oh, hush. This place is really interesting. The nonprofit I volunteer for had a symposium in Aquila City. They sent me, and a couple of others.
And I get to be your +1. Your mom's not one to toot her own horn, but she's getting to be kind of a big deal. She keeps it up and she'll be running the whole operation in a few years.
Oh, stop. Well, I was just getting bored puttering around the house, so I figured I'd try to do some good. I can't complain. So, what are you doing in Aquila City, sweetie? Is it Constellation business?
Honey, he does more than just work for Constellation.
Well, then why are you here? You must be so well-traveled now. Well, it was nice bumping into you. I know you must be busy. Love you.
Overall, I really like it here. I think the Free Star Collective suits me.
I feel sorry for him.
doesn't really look like much of a zoo, more like a sideshow attraction.
Overall, I really like it here. I think the Freestar Collective suits me.
An enterprising mind, a keen sense of honest Earl. That's what folks tell your friends about us. Well, heck, tell total strangers.
Ammunition is kind of cheap.
Everyone should see.
Probably worth the laugh at least.
Jim's inventory.
You need a magnifying glass for it.
It looks like we're down 2 crates of aluminum.
No, the guard took that to reinforce the railings and wall. I have a note from Bailey.
2 crates aluminum. Signed Bailey. Not one for paperwork, is it?
You're lucky you got that much.
Well, as much as I can tell, it seems in order.
Another day, we look after our own. Not much around here, except Aggie's
Don't mind the
house.
smell. You get used to it. Eventually. Might look rough, but the neighborhood's safe enough. Except Aggie's.
Keep your nose clean. Last thing I want is to charge you for a DP, an A&B, B&E, or heaven forbid, an MS. At least then we wouldn't have to worry about a VOP, am I right?
Any paperwork we need to file to clear it out? Is it zoned for commercial use?
This isn't the UC. As long as you are courteous to the neighbors, do what you want.
We're still waiting on the loan from Galbank.
I must warn you, ma'am, that Oak and Aquila are very particular about doing business with the UC.
When they see our prices, I'm sure they'll come around.
As you say.
People they sure run things. Everyone says Mr.SzaybaGames is the man to see for real estate.
New lives. Nice to meet you. I'm Mr. Tate, and you have the look of a newcomer. Welcome to Aquila City. I don't suppose you're in the market for real estate. If so, then look no further. No, certainly not. But you have the air of someone with means. And these properties are a real bargain, I assure you. In the heart of the Freestar Collective, who wouldn't? I have 2 properties for sale. This one here is a refurbished colonial manor in the heart of the core. I also have a more modest one-bedroom in Midtown. Any interest in them? It's an unfurnished one-bedroom, lots of space. It's a very convenient location, just a block or so from Co Plaza. Are you interested? A shame. Well, if you change your mind, just let me know.
People may say, buy local, but the bottom line always wins.
The Rock might have some work for someone like you.
Hopefully, you're not some usage world.
Don't even think about leaving the city. Ashta out there, and they are no joke. You've been warned. Keep it moving.
Hope you've calibrated that thing.
So we're gonna have a house, Mom?
That's what Mr. Tate is working on. We'll have to move out when construction begins.
A for real house, like the ones in the core?
It's not going to be a manor house, honey, but 4 walls, a roof, floor.
Can Audrey move in with us?
Maybe. Mr. Tate says he's starting with 4 houses, so we'll have neighbors.
This is so cool! I'm gonna make a
I get a bit
big
worked
thank
up
you card for Mr.
thinking
Tate.
of all the folk helping with the housing.
We're gonna have a house with actual walls.
Excuse me.
I don't know. I'm kind of worried the council is going to give a little too much in negotiating.
Carrots are coming in nice. Still have some potatoes to harvest.
Looks like it's gonna be a good year. Maybe you should expand. As long as you stay clear of wheat, I can pretty much sell anything you grow.
That's not how the co-op works. We take care of the members first. And sell what we don't need for maintenance.
I'm just saying, you could make this side business your full-time business. I could stake you if money's a concern.
The whole community tends the garden. This isn't the UC, sir.
Those vegetables look real good. It's too bad you can't buy them. I just don't get these Freestar people. I was just offering a good opportunity.
Tending the garden's the best form of therapy. Well, for me at least. Folk in the UC are obsessed with money. Although they kind of are here too. Any damage?
No, just some graffiti. We cleaned it right up.
I don't like those hooligans in here after hours.
No harm, no foul. I mean, some of that work was even pretty good. Almost hated to clean it up.
Well, just keep an eye on it. If the water filtration gets busted, it's bottled water until we get it back up and running.
It's just kids being kids. It'll be fine. Whoever tagged you, do what we can to keep the graffiti in check, but what you gonna do? Honestly, the graffiti added a lot of color.
He did a good job. You'd have no idea it was a mess yesterday.
You okay? That was a hell of a jump.
Bank robbery was something else. Just thinking about it gets my heart racing. Tom's a good man. But sometimes I worry about the company he keeps. These days I hardly see my husband at all. He works the oddest hours.
should ask Sam about Aquila sometime. He has some pretty amazing stories to tell.
Listen, no offense, but I'm swamped. There wouldn't be a settled systems without the trade authority. Yeah? What? Or, sorry, I thought you were something else.
Intellowheat is revolutionary. Why waste time with brewing when you can do so much good and make so many more credits? If you're here for Weston, he's underfoot somewhere. Either here or at the factory. But please, if it's about that brewing nonsense, kindly leave. They don't need any more encouragement. Dear me, no, Weston's a fine man. If anything, that's why I want more from him. He could do even greater things, if only he could see that. I'm not some stuck-up teetotaler. My problem with the business is more nuanced. Weston, that's my husband. Well, he's never been what I'd call a dreamer or a visionary. He's a practical man, good with ledgers and numbers. His brother Henry's the creative one, but he seems to have lost interest in growing the company, and now all he wants to do is brew beer. Filburn Agricultural Systems could provide the whole of the settled systems with food, not just Aquila City. Seems those two are content to think small. I mean, you're right, of course. But with a little more hard work, so much good can be done. Well, you didn't come here to hear me natter on. Anything else? And try to come between Weston and his brother? They'd never allow it. Oh, I've tried to drop hints and make suggestions, but it all falls on deaf ears. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, of course. The company's healthy, and Weston and I live well enough. I'd like to help, you know? I'd like to be a part of things instead of feeling like I'm playing second fiddle. I suppose I should just accept my lot and try to find peace with it. Well, no, not as such. I mean, the business is doing just fine, but it could be doing even better. Those knuckleheads have so much God-given talent, and I just wish they used it better. Well, there is. The stakes are huge. With further R&D on Intellowheat, the entire settled systems could benefit. Surely that's worth some less than savory solutions. Right now, it's tailored to Aquila's biomes, allowing wheat to flourish in places it normally couldn't. But if Henry applied himself, who knows where else we could grow Intellowheat? He may be frustrating, but Henry's the smartest person I've ever met. Just don't tell him that. That's reasonable. Henry's pet project is tied to market perception. His beer, annoyingly, is really good. But if we could make a bad batch, terrible, really, his margins are tight enough he might be forced to throw in the towel. Henry bores everyone to tears about how crafting beer is so much more art than science. It's delicate. Surely it wouldn't be too hard to mess it up, right?
What? Oh god, no. I just want it to taste bad. Like stale, or like it's whatever makes beer taste worse. The next big batch of beer is almost done brewing in our factory. You just need to find a way to break in without getting caught by the guard and tamper with it somehow. Then just wait a day or so and see how the batch goes over at the Stone Root Inn. Do that, and I'll pay you handsomely. That's the last I'll talk of this. It's true. My husband, nice to really be heard for once. Thanks.
Would it be too much to ask if we stopped by Laredo Firearms and took a look around?
We are united in a great fellowship, you and I. The House of Enlightenment is open to all, for we are all connected. I'm asked this question more than any other. I'll do my best to explain. While we're different individuals, you and I are also members of a common species and a shared society. It's those bonds that make our growth and evolution as a people possible, both spiritually and intellectually. Together, we can share our burdens, learn from one another, and enrich each other's lives. In unity, we find both solace and strength. There's more to it, of course, but I find that some lessons are best learned on one's own. Not at all. We don't do that. Well, most of us don't. We prefer to let people find their own way to us, if that's the right path for them. I'm not here to make a sales pitch, just to inform and share. Having said all that, the Enlightened are always happy to welcome new members into our fellowship. The house is always open for quiet reflection. Come back anytime.
Planning on staying a while, we could grab a room at the Stone Root Inn. be a quaint world to retire on, if the damn wildlife wasn't so hostile.
Unless this is urgent, I really can't talk. I'm busy working on plans for our next expansion. Supply and demand. Just once, I wish Sarah would stop complaining about Henry.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor. Doctors.
You really going through with it?
I get
You
tired
really
of being
want to
bothered.
hear stories
I've
about
already
people
contacted
colonizing
East. Just waiting to hear back. It's not that the Freestar Collective
I
is
can't
bad.
imagine
I
colonizing
just
somewhere.
want to see.
My partners had a nasty cold, so I've just been taking care of them.
I'm Annie Wilcox. You're new in town, aren't you? That means I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Nice try. But when I don't want to be seen, I'm like an astra in the night. Is it? Or are you just saying that? See, I work for the Freestar Rangers. I'm the first ever Ranger Surveillance Assistant. And that's not some dumb made-up title. Ranger Emma Wilcox gave it to me, so it's official. I watch people and listen to them. If I hear something about smuggling or Aurora or gangs, I tell the Rangers. It's easy, because no one pays attention to kids. Plus, I know a lot of good hiding places all over the city. That's right. She's a senior ranger, which means she's in charge of me and all the other rangers. Well, except Diego, because he's a senior ranger too. Oh, and the marshal. He's in charge of all the rangers. I'm the best ranger surveillance assistant that ever lived. Someday, I'll teach other kids the tricks of the trade. Gotta prepare the next generation, because I won't be here forever. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna be a law-abiding citizen? Or are you gonna be on my list? My list of people who might be troublemakers, so I have to watch them extra close. You don't want to be on my list. That's the right answer. I just hope you mean it. Aquila City is just crawling with crime. It's everywhere. And it's up to us Rangers to do something about it.
And Ranger Surveillance Assistants.
Someone's stealing guns and stuff from Laredo Arms.
And none of the adults believe us.
So we're hoping, you know, you can help us break it all open. My mother is Senior Ranger Emma Wilcox, and she said that I am a Ranger Surveillance Assistant. Ask her yourself. Because they're dumb. I gave security a whole list of crimes and leads, and they barely pay attention anymore. I'm practically doing their job for them. Emily was right about you. I was doing my ranger patrol one day, and there was a suspicious character casing Laredo Arms. I watched him as long as I could, but I had to rush home for bedtime. First thing in the morning, I came back and interrogated Justin Sneed. And he said they were tracking down an inventory discrepancy. I told him about the suspicious stranger, but Mr. Sneed didn't believe me. I've checked back regularly with Mr. Sneed. Well, up until he told me I'm trespassing. And he said their new inventory system keeps, hiccuping. But it's no hiccup. It's robbery. This case was too big for just one ranger, so I deputized Emily.
I'm an assistant ranger surveillance assistant.
Or, something like that. And we found out that the thief breaks in most nights, but like, really late. He's got his own key card. We just need to catch him. Security will believe you. We did all the things. Crime scene investigated. Witnesses interviewed. And suspect tailed.
You two are quite the little pair of detectives now, aren't you?
I followed the suspect all day. He had no idea.
Emily caught him opening the side door one night. That's when we knew for sure we have an actual criminal here. You're doing Aquila City a big service. Best I figure he's there around midnight. You need to wait for him to exit Laredo, then catch him red-handed. We need to bring him to justice.
The suspect has been at Laredo everywhere. I've seen it myself. I just know Annie's gonna be a ranger one day, just like her mom.
We got to pay Rasha anything?
No, as long as you clean up after yourself, she don't mind.
That's awfully kind of her.
Mrs. Lance is Aquila through and through. Nice grouping on that last one.
Yeah, the site was off and to the left. I dialed it in good. Same time next week?
You know it. You should check up. Come down to let loose a few rounds?
Apparently, Laredo doesn't charge anything to use the range.
I think I got the... what do you call them? Horns? Yeah, I got horns. Is there a type of weapon combat tech won't make?
Are you shooting at flies now?
I need someplace to...
I don't think we typically allow customers up here.
But you know, stretch trash will come back and employ you. Worse.
Let them. A few beer bottles and graffiti is the least.
Yes.
Sales floor is down. If you need help, Miss Lance is just downstairs.
You see, might want to steer clear of the stretch. Lots of crime over there.
Meet all sorts in Aquila City.
You keep everything on the level and we'll get along grand.
Every gun gets a full Laredo guarantee. Indeed. As a matter of fact, they're made in this very building. You're standing in the storefront of the Laredo Firearms Factory. I designed and manufactured every firearm for sale here. As such, I can offer you my personal assurance they're of the highest quality. When a CEO distances herself from the customers, her decision-making suffers. Here I get to see what matters. What sells, what doesn't, and why. It's invaluable. Plus, it's better than the endless meetings. Let's get you set up.
Miss Lance is the one you want to speak to.
There's not enough to do around here.
Hi, how you doing?
I heard Mr. Wright's gonna be looking for an apprentice soon.
Robot takes a peach of a job.
Getting high gravity readings could make progress somewhat difficult.